Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Awesome.
Welcome to BGP. It is a beautiful day in Southern California, and today we have our second guest in the BGP suite. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Periodically, every year, you'll see celebrities in photo ops or in articles where they are helping the homeless, feeding the homeless, doing something for the homeless. Well, I found a young lady on my page that when people say, what are you doing for the community? She's out there in the community, in high crime communities, as a woman, walking it like she talks it. So welcome Dionne Leslie to BGP. Hey, Dionne.
Hi, beautiful queens.
So, Miss Dionne,
Yes,
can you tell us, who is Dionne Leslie?
You know, Mona, when you asked me that question, I actually had to go in the restroom and actually think about who I was. Because I've been going forward for years to find Dionne and her calling. And I think at the end of the day, Dionne is a voice for people who cannot voice their, be the voice for themselves. Mm-hmm. I'm that person who has empathy, and I try to keep that at 100%. At the same time, I feel like Dionne is a freedom fighter for people, especially women and children. And that journey, did you want me to just go into the journey, Mona?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
So my journey actually started in homelessness. And I know some people have a misconception about homelessness. And my situation, I cannot speak for others, but my situation came about because I decided to do better for me. I decided not to settle for less. I decided to put my big girl panties on and say, you know what? Right. You don't need nobody but you and God. And from there, I just got my stuff, got my daughter, and we zoomed away from a relationship that I was so in need of leaving. And then one day I just woke up and said, this is going to be the day. You just never know when your new journey will start. Mm-hmm. You don't know how it may end, but I can tell you that my breakthrough is way better than what I've been through. Mm-hmm. And when you start over, you have to jump a lot of obstacles. You have to be humble. Mm-hmm. And you have to have an understanding in life and self. Mm-hmm. And self-worth came upon over me about 6 or 7 years ago. And I kind of wish I had a book to read on life and women and relationships. And I kind of feel like I wouldn't have had to go through a lot of things that I went through. But then when I went through it to get me where I am now, I understood exactly why God connected those dots. And so that journey of homelessness, it could leave you in a position, if you're not strong enough, to be depressed. Mm-hmm. It could leave you with less hope in life. And I saw a lot of that, and I said, that's not going to be me. And I found out that there was levels to homelessness. Mm-hmm. And that was a big shock to me. Because I thought, I'm homeless, I have a child, it's going to be the resources, I'm going to get where I need to get to do better. But that's just not how the system works. You got to do better for yourself. Before I came the queen of my community, I actually was a queen of recycling. I had a truck, thank God, and I used that by day to recycle all day. I made about $100 to $200 while my daughter was at school. So when she got out of school, she really didn't know we were homeless. She thought us converting our truck into a bed at night and watching television in our vehicle outside of a family member's home or whatever it may be. I try to make it as pleasant as possible. But it was very uncomfortable, and it was a very big wake-up call for myself to do better every single day, find those resources, and when you find them, use them.
Let me ask you this. Did you choose to be homeless, or you were made homeless? Your family dynamic, did you choose that?
I think I did, only because I have a problem with people telling me what to do, and I know that people can put you out at a drop of a dime, and I just didn't want to have that happen to me again because I had been thrown out before and made a recovery. So I said, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm going to lay in someone's bed I don't know. I'm not going to beg anybody for a bed or a floor or a couch. But I did come to a realization that as women and black women, we don't stick together enough.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I agree.
And that tears us apart with envy and jealousy, which prevents us from having generational wealth, from having a connection to the elite that we are. And so we've been bamboozled so much into believing that we are nothing and that all we do is fight and pull each other's hair out and get drunk and twerk. And there's levels to women as like there's women levels to homelessness.
Yes.
Okay, so every woman shouldn't be compared to another woman because we're
Absolutely.
different.
Agreed. I
And
agree.
So I think that's the reason why when I used my resources and I found out how to use them, when I got where I needed to go, I had saved so much money to get to that point. And when I got there, God gave everything to me without me having to do that because I used my resources. I found out where Hobbies was. I found out where all the programs were. And every day I was there.
So I was going to ask you another question of what made you passionate about the homelessness, but you've already answered that.
Well, I think...
Hold on.
Okay.
I admire Dionne. She's a friend of mine on my page. Let me stop that. Here's my question for you. Tell me about your day. When you wake up and you get that bullhorn and you go out there as a freedom fighter, tell me how your day starts.
Okay. I would say my day starts when it comes to black powering businesses and shutting them down all the way. I try to give warnings. I don't just grab my bullhorn and run out. I try to rationalize with myself.
Okay, but I want to know. You wake up. I wake up. And you
I go
say
down
what?
to the gym.
Okay.
Because it takes a lot of energy to get on the bullhorn and black power somebody if you got the bullhorn. But I get up in the morning, honestly, I'm a big prayer.
Okay.
I'm a faith believer. I walk in faith. So everything I do is in faith. So I get up in the morning, I'm praying, asking God to protect me as I go out in this day. And I don't know what danger may come, but however it comes, God, just protect me. And when I work out, and the thing is, I try to work out for muscles, not to lose weight, because I like to gain weight. People be having a big misconception. Okay, I love to eat. Okay, but my metabolism is so off the chain.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of detox tea and NutriBurst and energy, natural energy. So I have to actually walk or either run or either meditate. Meditation is a key, very big key thing in my life that I have to do every morning, which is to grab the universe's energy, to push out the negative energy, and then bring back the positive energy.
Okay.
And so I do that every single day for about 15 or 20 minutes, and I try not to let other people, I don't look at Facebook, I don't do any of that. I just it's just a conversation with me and God, and that work out, and then He tells me what I need to do.
Okay.
And I listen to Him, and then I just press forward like a private investigator, you know. And
because hold on, because when you go to her page, if she's not dancing,
I'm not dancing.
She is helping the young lady get a hotel room for the night. She is. Oh, don't do this. There was a man, I think he was blind, and somebody robbed him. And she helped him get some things replaced in his house. She's out there with her bullhorn at some business telling them that they're discriminating against black people and routing people to the other business because you're not going to shop here anymore.
Wow.
And I am so proud of you.
Thank you. Queen.
But in the same breath, I be scared for you.
Yeah.
Because when you're out in the world and there's homeless people out here, you don't know what mental capacity they're in, and you're a little lady and with a big mouth.
And a knife I carry.
Okay,
don't get it twisted, right?
I seen the knife the other day.
You know,
But for you to be so brave and so fearless, and that's what I love about you, that you go out there and you, where people are talking about it, you as a woman go out
Doing
there
it.
and fearless, and you're going to help somebody today. And that's a beautiful thing, because also when you go to Dionne's page, she knows where all the homeless shelters are, and whatever, she be like, I got you. What city you in? And I just see her just boom, boom,
Doing the
boom,
work.
doing the work, doing the work, doing the work.
Yes.
Or she'll tell you, hey, you better check your EBT card today. They're giving out extra money. Hey,
here's a number to EDD if you need it. Call me open on Saturdays.
Yes.
they're hiring. So I told her, you need your own human resources. Or what do you call those? Temporary,
Like a temporary
agencies.
agency.
Yeah.
You
need
know
a
what? I used to
temporary-
work for a temporary agency, but I want to go back and iterate on one thing that you said about homelessness and about women. A lot of people don't know that a lot of women sleep in their cars, in the parks. A lot of women run from domestic violence situations. A lot of girls run away from being molested as young children up until they're just fed up with it. And every day I used to wake up on my messenger and see people needing help. And I said, at the time I had saved, like I said, a lot of money to move, and it was difficult. But when I got my resources, found out how to use them, they put me in an apartment. I didn't have to pay anything. I got fully furnished. And that is what led me to use all the money that I had saved up. And every time I saw a woman laying on the street on the ground, I said, you know what, God, this is what I need to do to give back for all that I had to go through and endure
Yes.
as a level 10 homeless person. Now imagine a level 1 or level 2. They don't have access to telephone.
nothing.
They don't have access to an address to get even an application.
Right.
Right.
So as the city started developing 211, I thought this is a great opportunity for the homeless people to get out and get what they need, get all the resources. But then I come to find out I was 211. You know, they had my number as an advocate, and people were calling me. So just imagine someone calling you at night. I'm on a bus stop with a 2-year-old. I just, got kicked out, and I have nowhere to go. It's like I can't turn a blind eye to that situation, knowing I got $10,000 saved up in the bank. Okay, so let me go ahead and just help her. And when I started helping one person,
It trickled down.
I had no idea what the capacity that I was even capable of to help another woman get rescued from being beat, or somebody sleeping in a park for weeks and weeks, going to work every day, but still trying to maintain their livelihood. And so it's important as a women that we come together and say, you know what, I got all the resources that you need. If you can follow these resources in a couple of more months, you're going to be right where I am.
Exactly.
But it takes hard work, and sometimes we give up. But I've been fighting since I was about, I think when my sister Lisa entered into elementary school, she was already about 6 feet. Almost,
Wow.
which led to a lot of bullying, because people, kids are mean at school because they learn from their parents.
Who is Lisa?
I'm sorry, Lisa Leslie, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The WNBA ex-player and mother, entrepreneur, best sister, the most kind, loving woman in the world besides my mommy.
You're the oldest?
And I'm the oldest. So when you're the oldest, you better be ready.
Yeah, it's more
If
pressure.
you have another child or your other siblings under you, they're all of
They're
my
watching.
siblings were 5 years apart.
Oh, okay.
So that made it difficult for her to branch into a school where people were calling her Bigfoot and, Jolly Green Giant. I mean, it just went on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to put my foot down and be Dee Dee. That was Compton Dee Dee. And I had to give out warnings every day just to let the people know.
Don't get it twisted.
Tomorrow it's going to be different.
It's going
Yeah.
So literally every day I had somebody to really beat up or put in their place, behind my sister. And this went on for 3 years straight.
Wow.
And so when you start fighting for people and you start taking up for people, you kind of get a passion for fighting and taking up for people. And I think that when God gave me that path to fight back for other people, especially my own sister who endured so much, but look at her breakthrough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know what your breakthrough is going to be,
Right.
but the things that you're going through, you can always choose, because choices, they're number one. You got to make good choices, and a lot of people don't have other people to look up to.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have a Mona on their page. Everybody doesn't have a beautiful queen that knows their worth. And so when we start looking at each other and saying, that sister on the ground right there, that could be my auntie. That could be my cousin. And I never went into it with fear because, again, the prayer in the beginning of the day is that God is going to protect me and shield me from all harm. So I just feel like helping people is just what I need to do in life. And honestly, I love homeless people because they brighten up my day more than a person I could probably be with on a regular basis. Because they're not judging me on if my pants are name brand or if my purse is Gucci. Or, it's that light up that you see, like food, water.
Yes.
The simple things that we take for granted can make someone feel special.
So we have 100 or a little over 161,000 people homeless in California and about 63,000 in Los Angeles alone, where they say 72% do not have any shelter. The majority of the homeless, they say, are men, and we have a high percentage of youth that are homeless, especially up north. So the question I have for you now is, during the pandemic and with the eviction moratorium going to be over
next week,
October 1st, and you being out there and seeing how devastating and how hard it is to get placement, do you think it's going to get worse?
I think the solution that they have is not acceptable. I see billions of dollars being thrown into homelessness. I remember Kobe Bryant had donated so much money to downtown. And I thought, this is going to be the solution. This is going to get better and everything is going to change. But now this invisible virus is something that no one can even predict what's going to happen, because now you're dealing with people that have homes that have mental illness. You're dealing with people who have everything that's dealing with mental illness. So there's a major breakdown in life for people. Do I think homelessness will get better? I do. And the reason why I feel that one day homelessness will come to an end, because I plan to put it to an end.
That's right.
And that's the only way I can really feel that the goals and dreams and plans that I have for homelessness that have been going unnoticed, one day will come to light. And they will say, we have all this land, but there's no people on the land. We got to do better as people. We have to open up more health and wellness.
We have abandoned houses.
Right.
Houses that are under foreclosure.
Right.
Buildings.
How many buildings do we see right here?
Up and down the street.
Up and down this street of Crenshaw. They don't want to help the homeless.
Right.
And here's the thing about homelessness. It used to be isolated downtown LA. You know, and I had to go look for my brother one night downtown LA, and it was like the night of the living dead.
Yes.
These people are just walking and they don't have no direction. And what's really, when you think about it, the police department is down there too, and they're just walking and looking like zombies. And I'm trying to find my brother, and I'm scared to death. And I'm like, oh my God! But now, people are homeless everywhere, on streets that you never think they would be, in cities that they would never be in. So, you have to take care of homeless people, and you have to take care of their mental conditions.
If they would address, I'm sorry, Mona, if they would address the homeless issue, how they addressed Venice Beach homeless issue, we would not be in this situation.
I agree.
Well, we were just doing, we just finished a broadcast about drugs in the black community, and we were saying that the resources that they have for white people, they don't give them to black people. Right. So, yeah, you hit the
and that is the
nail
reason,
on the head right now. I am
the
so emotional right now.
And, you know, that's the reason why I want to say that's the reason why I got a job. Because I don't have to work. I'm an advocate. I have a nonprofit organization. But I will not let my sisters, when I know I got sisters, brothers, I got people out here that need my help, I can't just say, I'm gonna wait for the city to drop me some money down here to do this. You know, I have to be the leader of the foundation that I created.
Yes. Right.
So I can't depend on other people. I have to go out and make it happen for myself, no matter how I got to do it. Now, that's what the city has to do. I have identified so many people, and they don't even have an identification process. In my community, I have my own identification process. I have to help each and every individual, 198 people that I have now, 200 people placed from 2016 to now.
Nice.
And it's a process, and people don't understand. It's not something we as people, we got to stop wanting instant gratification.
Right.
Because ain't nothing instant but a microwave. You can get some instant soup. You know what I'm saying? But life, it doesn't come in an instant. And we have to be patient with each other in order for us to make progress. And we cannot make progress without each other. And that is the reason why I created Queen Unity Movement. Because when I got on Facebook in 2016, I did not like what I saw. I did not like the negative posts. I did not like women putting other women down. Other women throwing their friends under the bus because, you know, their house ain't clean. Okay, you're not a Section 8 inspector. If your friend's house ain't clean, get up in there and help her clean. Okay, let's do it together.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody didn't grow up in a clean house. So some people may not have the mental capacity to keep a clean house. So don't judge other people based on, you know, the book of the cover. We have to stop that. And so that is the reason why I started working. And I'm 53. I got 5 kids. I got 7 grandkids. But yet and still, I'm doing a job that a 25-year-old does. Because I want to show my queens that if I'm 53,
you could do it.
You can go out there and take a test. And
how many tests did you pass in what? How many days?
Let's see. How did she do? She did 3 tests. The first day, Amazon was just an overview of everything. I'm a good note taker, so my notes was like 4, 5, 6 pages, and everybody else was sitting there looking like this. They didn't make it. Okay, so you got to take good notes. Okay, then the second thing is you have to be. I love education because knowledge is everything to me, and anything I can absorb to make me better, you know, I want it. I try to avoid TV shows I was watching. Because I said, I don't want to get wrapped up into thinking that love and hip-hop is my reality.
Right.
That's not my reality. That's none of our reality.
Right.
Okay? And so sometimes you can get caught up in these shows and you start to feel like you're actually, you know, a part of not the real world, but you have to come back into reality and understand that, you know, they do all these things on television for us to see, but then we got to be in our own world and live in our own and manifest the things that we need to have done in our life. In order for us to do that, we got to stick together.
True.
I agree.
True.
I just don't think that we can do anything without each other. So in order for me to consistently be an advocate and a good person, I got to be consistent with the things that I do, which is working, praying, saving lives, feeding people, loving people, being a mediator for all, because I feel like when you're a mediator for people, you got to have good days all the time. Because people are waiting for you to break down.
Oh, absolutely.
They just sitting back waiting. Oh man, she's still doing good. It's been 2 years. She's still posting positive stuff.
Right.
How can this girl get shut down?
Right.
You know, I have people that actually text me to tell me how much they hate me for feeding the homeless and how they wish I would contract the virus and die. And, you know, so everybody don't love me like people think. A lot of people think that I'm a part of the problem helping homeless people.
Oh, I believe you. I get that. I get that. Death threats in my inbox too.
Right.
You know, anytime you do something that
You go against the grain.
that goes against the grain.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dionne,
So I used to
Dionne. I want to say to you, because you said something that, look at me, I'm 53. I passed, I asked you how many tests you passed. She passed like 3 or 4 tests at 53. You know, I'm 61. So when I go to take a test, I'm nervous as hell too. I'm like, I'm too old. I can't retain all of this information. So for me to do it at 61, for you to do it at 53, for you to continue to reinvent yourself and to move forward and also to think about somebody else too along the way. She belongs to an organization that says beds, not sidewalks. And you will see her in the courtroom with her sign, beds, not sidewalks. I just want to say I'm very, very proud of you. And like I say, I know you out here doing the work. I'm scared for you as well, but I love what you're doing.
Thank you. My mommy is scared too. She calls me like, wait a minute now, you need to step back. I didn't see nobody there with you. And I said, you know what? God was right there, Mommy. He was right there protecting me.
You'll see her under bridges. You'll see her in Watts. You'll see her downtown. And like I said, these are what society says is high crime areas. And she's just out there pushing forward. I want to ask you this question. With all that you do for others, what did you do for yourself to make yourself happy besides dance?
I was just going to say that. I grew up dancing.
Okay.
I feel like right now is not the time to do for Dionne because I did for Dionne all the times when I was homeless. I was doing me so good. I was living a single life. I was appreciating the fact I didn't have to answer to nobody. Nobody was, I lived the homeless life with no problem. And I felt like those were the years that God was giving me to get that knowledge and understanding to be just who I am. I'm a simple type of girl. I think I like simple things in life. So some people may think like sitting at home and reading a book and having a little glass of wine and maybe whatever else you do, it may seem like just boring to people.
You're a Taurus, right?
I'm a Taurus.
That sounds like what she's saying. It sounds perfect to me. And I'm a Taurus, and that's what I do. So.
But to me, it's everything. And so I try to avoid in my life negativity, discouragement, and I try to just live my life how God tells me the road, the path that He gives me on a daily basis. I'm not finished. So when it comes to doing for myself, I think every day I do for myself what I need to do is to be a WOW, a woman of worth. Okay. And if I can be a woman of worth, it's more valuable to me than anything else in the world.
I have a question for you. I have a question.
Yes.
So you pour into other people. You've helped over 200 people get into, get off the streets. Who pours into you?
I would say my kids. Yeah, they're all different. And that's how I came to the realization that everybody is different. So I cannot treat each and every child that I have the same. Not that I love one more than the other, but there is one particular child that I could cry my heart out to. I can tell her my secrets. I can tell her how I really feel without any backlash or judgment. Because even when you're in a relationship,
Yes.
I've learned, sorry that he may see this, but I had to focus more on me in a relationship, because when you start putting all your big panties into one bag, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes your panties could get lost. Okay? So to avoid that, you know, you have to build yourself up every day, not the person that you're with, because I found out a lot about men, and nothing bad about them, but they are different from us. We come from two different places. They think about 5 things a day. We think about 1,000 things.
Correct.
Right, absolutely.
Feel me?
Correct.
So we cannot compare ourselves to them, and nor should we leave them in control of our lives. And so I think, with that being said, that we have to do what we have to do as women to build our own selves up, and anything else is extra. So if a man is extra to give you extra love, that's fine, but you need to love yourself first. Give yourself all the love. Get the big pieces of chicken. You feel me?
That's
and,
right.
You have to demand respect, because there's a big misconception that all women are not worthy of good love and affection. And we love affection, you know, but so far, because of this invisible virus, they don't want us to hug. You know, I know some people who don't even sleep in the same room as, you know, their spouses, because they're that scared. So that is the reason why I say that, because a lot of women, they feel like when their man doesn't give them the right type of affection, or they don't get the right type of love, or maybe something in that relationship makes you feel like you're not worthy, you got to rewind it back and say, you know what, another person does not have validation over my life or my feelings. And with that being said, we just have to love each other more. And I think if we stick together and get that great foundation of life and love and empathy, because everyone does not have empathy. Not everyone is going to drive down the street and see a person on the ground and say, oh my God, let me just at least pray for that person. Everybody don't do that. But there are a lot of us who do. We walk, and like you said, homelessness is in Beverly Hills right now.
Yes.
I saw in Pasadena about 1,000 tiny houses with electricity hooked up to them, and I'm just trying to figure out where are these things going to go, because I don't see anything in the inner city. I had to bring showers to the inner city. I had to bring clothing, socks, I mean everything, that water. This is like a daily routine for me for a long time, just to give people hope. So when I started broadcasting those the information out, they were enclosing the encampments. So I have a lot of people on my page that work for the city, and I was calling out, city, like, do better, city, tagging the city.
I saw you.
That didn't get me nowhere. Yeah, that didn't get me nowhere. Okay, but a lot of hate, because a lot of people who work in those districts are on my page. So I had to find a different formula, not to go out and go live and say, I'm here, and you guys want to bring something down. I can't do that anymore. I just have to wake up, go do it. People know what I'm doing. They know that I'm out there. And I just see other people. They say, oh, Queen, I saw somebody at the store. Looked like he was doing bad, so I gave him $2 and water, and I brought back some old food. That's change.
Right.
When a queen said, girl, I donated $25. That's all I had. I said, girl, do you know what $25 does?
Right.
I go get bread, peanut butter, jelly, some cookies, some chip, put that together and feed 50 people.
And they appreciate it.
And they love it. I can go take my music out there. We out there dancing, Nobody's worried about the invisible virus out there. None of my homeless people have got the virus or passed away from the virus. So with that being said, the population of homeless people is growing. I don't know where these people, sometimes I really believe there's a system somewhere out there that just grabs people from wherever they are. I don't know where they're coming from, and they just drop them off in the
I
community.
believe so
absolutely.
too. I
They,
definitely
They got dirt on their face.
I definitely
They don't got
believe
no
it.
shoes on.
Yeah.
They talking to themselves.
A couple of years ago, they dropped like 30,000 Mexicans into San Bernardino at the Greyhound bus station and left them.
Yeah.
It's to fend for themselves.
Right.
Yeah, so
And
yes,
see, a
they
lot
do.
Of people, you know, you have people out here who get money for people. And they just release them out.
And they just,
And they don't know. Like the lady that I had for 34 days. She was just laying in the dirt, about to die from heat. Have a heat stroke. I'm not sure what could have happened to her, but I wasn't going to sit there and just let her die. So my job, go get tents. I buy tents. With every time I get money, I just buy tents. Get her a tent. Get her some clothes, some food. Find her some resources so I can get her out of this situation. So I just work one person at a time. Keep at that till somebody say, okay, I got a place for her. And before you know, I say, hey, guess what? Somebody has a place for you. I can move on to the next person.
Question. Have you ever ran across a person that did not want your help?
Oh, all the time.
And why do they do that?
I think a lot of people want the freedom to do whatever they want.
Okay.
Some people just want to get high. You know, that's why I tell people every homeless person is not addicted to drugs.
Right.
So please don't think that. Some people make the choice to be out there, and that's fine. That's your choice. I would just move on. But I'm here for you if you need me. If you want something, I got it for you.
Okay.
I don't give up on that person. Like, for instance, there's a man on Imperial, El Segundo in Avalon. We call him EBT. He's been there for 15 years before I even started doing homelessness. And he's fine with it. He lives behind the trash can. He get up, sell what he want to sell. He's fine with it. But he know that he got people out there that love him. He know that when I come with the coffee and donuts on Saturdays and Sundays, that I'm going to be the one that's going to be there consistently.
Despite his condition, despite whatever he's
going
doing.
through.
Absolutely.
So I do have a lot of people who make that choice, and I do not try to alter their thinking. I just let them know that the resources are there available for you if you need them. Because a lot of times when people get into these programs, they don't want to go get help. They don't want to go to Kedron. You know, they just want to keep doing the destructive lifestyle. And so that's the reason why you want to help people before they get to that point.
Okay.
That's what I try to do, give people hope before they get to the point where they give up.
Where there's no hope.
Right.
Got it.
Because a lot of people have given up hope. And so I try to be that hope and say, you know, I was there. I was homeless. I didn't have nowhere to take a shower. I had to go and get a gym membership at 24-Hour Fitness just to take a shower.
Wow.
I had to convert my vehicle into a bed at night and plug up where I can get electricity and watch television, watch Judge Mathis and Judge Faith, and get more education how I could live in this world without being or causing any more destruction that there is already.
Right.
So in order for us to be helpers in life, we have to start ourselves. Sure. And then hopefully other people will say, you know, being an advocate is not so bad. Helping people is not so bad. But the situation will not go away if you just turn a blind eye. Right. So I feel like walking in my community, seeing people just not understanding where is the next step for me. So I can provide those resources to people now. I have tons and wealths of information. If somebody's domestic violence, I can tell them, look, go to the police station, 77 Division, to the second floor, ask for Janet. She can give you $2,000 voucher. Start there. Go to Hopics. Be there early in the morning. Tell them you want a worker. You want somebody that's going to advocate for you. When you go to mental health, there's advocates in mental health. Tell them you want to advocate. You want somebody to advocate for you. But you have to be a part of some type of process in this program to make it. It's not going. You're not going to get into low-income housing just by filling an application out.
Right.
You need to get into a program, something that's going to help you. And I think really everybody needs a little mental health.
Yes,
If you can't find a resource, a homeless resource, go to mental health. You have a little anxiety, you're feeling unsure, you don't have to take medication. It's just there for you to use to your benefit. and you use that benefit and say, look, advocate in mental health, I need a referral to this low-income housing because that's the only way I'm going to get in. They say, oh, no worries, you need a referral?
That easy.
Who would have known?
Right.
Because people, they don't come out here and say, oh, if you get you an advocate, they can advocate for you to get into a place.
Of course not,
Right.
because
You know.
everything is big business.
Right. But people, I would always encourage people, go to Hoppix. People say, oh, I went to Hoppix, they didn't do anything for me. Okay, well, what did you do when you went there? Did you sit there in a lobby, and did you not fill out the paperwork to get a worker? If you do have a worker, is she not working for you? You need to call her. Let me get her number. Let me call her.
And I see you do that all the time. Let me holler at her.
Talk to her. Let me know you have an advocate. That word is powerful.
Yes, it sure is.
Being an advocate is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. That's why I didn't know that 211 was giving people my phone number. And so I had to adjust my life because now every day I'm getting a hotel. For a while you saw it every day or every other day I was getting hotels. And I had to say, you know what? You got to be a temporary solution. Because if not, you're going to be broke.
You're going to be broke, yeah.
You cannot spend a month. I cannot put nobody in a motel for a month and expect for this situation to change. I just have to take a step back and say, we're going to do this temporary, but you're going to get that resource, girl. You're going to get into this program. I'm going to get you the interfaith out here in San Pedro. They were really taking a lot of people, in. But I sent so many people until they call me and say, excuse me, could you please stop posting interfaith? I use it till it's used up.
Wow.
So I try to encourage people, just don't give up. Keep the faith. Get into your programs. Get in touch with people who can lead you in the right directions because not all of us have leaders to look up to. So, again, when I started this Facebook, I wanted to be positive. I wanted to exert resources, and then I also wanted to show people that if a business disrespects you and they call you out your name or they feel that the black dollar and the brown dollar is not valuable enough, they don't have to be in the community.
Exactly.
Correct.
They can go.
Correct.
Okay? They pay rent just like we do. The thing is that we do not have generational wealth,
Right.
and we need to get back to that. One day I'm looking to buy some land. I am looking now to buy a ranch where I can save all the people in my community. And I have, aspirations and dreams, and I have all this stuff written up, and I know one day it will come true. But until then, it's boots on the ground. It's getting out there. This Thanksgiving program that I'm doing for the people.
I was just about to ask you. Tell me about Thanksgiving feeding
Okay, so
families.
the Thanksgiving program, which I got a job at Amazon to make sure that it fully comes to manifest into what I believe in, not to depend on others, but to depend on myself. So it's a week event. It's going to start on the 15th. It's going to go 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, Monday through Friday. I'm going to start at one encampment or, places in the community that have a lot of homeless people. And the first day I'll go out, get the food out, have the tables out, get some coffee and donuts and music, make it a day, an event of love. Because these people, they're really good people. And all they need is just to see that people care, and then it'd be a possibility they can get out that situation. They feel that way. They really do. And so I just want to make this event special for them, because I know they deserve better. But it's so much in the world that the city and people like to put a blind eye to, instead of just coming out and really just helping the people like they did at Venice Beach.
Right.
You see the togetherness that program had to get those people out?
Yeah.
But we can't do that in every block.
And they get to be right on the water.
Wow.
Beautiful surroundings.
Right?
Yeah.
But they cleaned it up. Because why? They wasn't
have
going
you-
for that.
yeah,
They
they
didn't
can't
have
have them
Venice
looking
Beach.
bad. Over there.
People
Yeah.
travel all over the
Right.
world to come to
Yeah.
Venice Beach.
Yeah.
You think they want the world to know that Venice Beach is
Have a
populated with
homeless
homeless people?
Yeah.
Right.
No, they don't. So they did something about it, and they did an awesome job. But I just wish they would have a map like I do to center around people, to start at one place, and don't stop. The City of Los Angeles Sanitation Department needs to regroup and
Yes.
rethink
Yes.
what they're doing to the city.
Yeah.
We don't have water fountains to even wash our hands anywhere. There's not toiletries anywhere for people to use the restroom. But yet and still there's a virus that's growing and people are getting sick. But we don't have any solutions. It's almost like you have to be the solution. And so that's what I want to be, the solution for people that need help and need hope. And I plan to do that during Thanksgiving week, just to give sanitizers, masks, socks, you know, the things that people need around the time when it gets cold.
That's what I was going to
Because canned foods, I mean, people just drop canned foods out. You have to realize people, they don't have
They
can
don't have can
openers,
openers.
right.
Yes.
They don't have
yes.
a grill
Yes.
to put this food on. It goes to waste. Okay, people need more resources. But the things that they need are socks, tarp, water, the simple things that we really take advantage of. I used to get gallons of water, fill them up, sit them out there so people can take a bath. They can take a shower and give them like a 2-minute ops on, because I used to do it, how to take a shower standing up, how to use more of your resources that's going to help you instead of hinder you. Because at the end of the day, we got to show these people that it's going to be some type of resolution, like you said, or if we say it's never going to end, then that would give people less hope. So I would say our homelessness will end, but it's going to take a village.
A lot of work. Yeah.
And we need to, the city has to do their part. You know, you have all this money invested into the city, but yet and still the city is dirty. There's tons and tons of trash everywhere. How did this get so out of control where we don't even have this is California. We don't have a sanitation, you know, enough where we can clean our own cities. We have the resources. There's millions of trucks parked at the city, but they're not being effective. And maybe they just don't want to. So it's a lot to be done, but I think there is hope. And I think that one day a big breakthrough will come, like Venice Beach.
Okay.
And people will get more help.
Okay.
Awesome.
And I just want to make a comment. I just admire your passion and your drive to advocate for people and to be so transparent in using your own story as to why you do what you do. I'm also an advocate, so I understand that. And so I just, if there's anything that we can do, I definitely plan to repost your information so that you can get some of the help you need, because people need to know about you.
Yes.
We clearly have a huge issue out there with homelessness.
Yes, we do.
And like you said, we as sisters, we need to come together
Yes.
and see what it is, what resources we can offer, even if we just throw everybody back your way.
Right.
You might need a
Exactly.
staff at this point.
Yeah,
but,
you might need
I wanted to come up with like some type of like a little book where people can just kind of go through and see like what we can do.
A pamphlet.
Pamphlet. What we can do better as a community, how we can get more resources out to people, especially young people. Young people right now are in a very bad place right
Yes.
now. They can have everything in the world, and for some reason they're not happy. So where are our leaders? You know, we have to be a leader for our young people.
Right.
We got to go out and talk to them. We have to let them know that it's not as bad as it seems, and it could get better. But like I said, we got to do it together.
Exactly.
It's important for us to show love to each other and to
is.
show that everything that we do in life, it can actually evolve into good if we take the opportunity to do it. It just takes time. I've seen a lot of progress in my community because I told the store owners, we're not going to have people walking around here with drinking alcohol with no bags.
Right.
Who started that?
Right.
Okay. But see, they want our babies to see destruction at a young age,
And
so they can
dysfunction.
grow up and drink and
Right,
smoke
right.
in the
Toxic
community.
thinking.
And it's
Right.
okay.
Toxic
It's not
mindsets,
okay.
yep.
Right. So, in order for us to change that, I feel like we need to go into every business that's in our local areas, which I plan to do this week. If you don't want to give, I feel bad for you. I want to think about giving at least $1.
Okay.
Okay. Because the business in the community, we make the business.
Right.
In the community.
Exactly.
The liquor stores, the dispensaries, okay? I really plan to hit them up because they're making millions and millions
Yes.
of dollars along
And
with the
they
nail
take their
shops.
money and go
And
to
go
their
to a different community.
Right.
And
And let me tell you about the community. Since I'm delivering with Amazon, there are a lot of people out there, those people, the nail people, let me just let you know, they're in a home with 80 or 90 people that they're sending for monthly. They get to learn how to do nails in 1 week, and guess what happened the next week? They either get their own shop, or either they get to go to another shop.
Not fair.
And they just, I mean,
Absolutely. They get resources to come to the United States. They get grants and loans to come here and to open up businesses.
Right.
The stipulation is that they have to bring family. And the other stipulation is that family has to work the business.
Right.
That's why when you go to a nail shop or a restaurant, they don't hire outside.
right,
They get benefits that we don't get
right.
when we're born and raised here. You know, yeah, absolutely.
And that's why you have to value your dollar, because your dollar counts, okay? Every single penny that I spend, if it's not worthy of my penny, I will not, I don't care about the instant gratification, you're not getting it. Okay, so I always feel like if one person can say, you know what, I'm going to stop going to that nail shop because they making $100,000 a month off of us. Okay, that's a lot of money. We sending kids to college. We can't even get our own kids to go to college, but we paying for other people's college education? No. I mean, they're in high-rise buildings, okay? $2,300 a month and up. Not working, walking their pets, waiting for mommy to finish the nail shop day up so she can bring home that other $100,000. Okay? They living next door to each other. Their families are together. Okay, they got their shoes at the front door, and everybody's sitting around the table eating good. So I want to get to that. You know, I want to have generational wealth. I want to pass down some land and open up some businesses that my kids can work. And that's what I want to implement when I build the ranch. I'm going to have a whole section just for entrepreneurship, because we already created and invented everything that was stolen from us in the first place.
Right.
We can create hair products, okay? We can create lotions. We could do anything
Whatever
in this
we
world.
use.
Whatever we
should
use,
be
we can make
owning.
it ourselves.
Right.
Essential oils. Look at essential
Absolutely.
oils. They're in everything, right?
Absolutely.
You can buy a vial for $4, but yet and still, we'll go somewhere and pay $20 for the same very thing that we can make on our own.
True.
This is how we have to get back to generational wealth, because they stole that from us in Black Wall Street and made us think that we didn't have anything or wasn't capable of having anything when we had everything, banks, stores, all that. Okay.
All we didn't have was some firepower.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can get back to that and exploring how we can save our money and build more for ourselves. So when I build a ranch, I'm going to make sure I have health and wellness. I'm going to have shops for people who own businesses, looking to own businesses, create their own ideas, and let's create a world where black businesses can come and brown businesses that love brown people too. Because, I mean, they own it. Okay, they out here. They got trucks sitting outside large apartment buildings
Everywhere.
with sodas,
They're everywhere.
chips.
They're everywhere.
It's like we got to get back to that.
I agree.
We are losing right now. So
Absolutely. Final thoughts, ladies?
I just love you. I love your drive and your energy.
you.
So
Thank
it
you
definitely
so much.
is inspiring, and I can't
you
wait
so
to see where you go from here. Good
Thank you so
job.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything that you're doing for the community. Thank you for what you're pouring into and for the lives that you change and affect
Yes.
every day. It's not often that we get to like literally sit by a superhero.
So that's right.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and I will definitely post this on my page and promote it as well.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being a role model that young ladies can look up to aspire to be. Thank you for motivating us all. You know, thank you for just being that beacon of light. And no matter what, and here's the thing, no matter what you're going through, you always have enough for somebody else, and that's why I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. We love you. We support you.
Yes.
If you need me to roll up,
Okay, that's
you
right.
got my number. You know, Compton in the house.
Right. You know, when you come from Compton, I think it's just like a breed of people that have this special gift. I just don't know what it is, but I really appreciate all you guys. This is like a dream come true to sit on this panel with beautiful women. It's like in the beginning, when I try to think about this, I said, at the end, I just want everybody to
I've been
understand
trying not
that
to
we
cry.
can do
Okay,
it.
the whole show.
No.
Okay, BGP, like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
We love you. Thank
Love
you.
Thank you so
Oh
much.
my
We
God,
outta here.
Please don't cry. Please. I try to be strong on that.
I know the whole time I'm trying not to.